I call Kelvin Davis.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I've just got a couple of questions to the Minister around, again, clause 9 about requesting returning offender. Police may request returning offender to provide identifying particulars, and my colleague David Parker has gone through those particulars, namely, I'll start from the second point, photograph or visual image, impressions of a person's fingertips, palm prints, footprints. All of those things are something that can exist along with the person's name and the date of birth, but my concern is the address. Now, what happens to these people who turn up and they don't have an address to go to? Now, I believe the first 5 days they will be put up in a motel or hotel. What happens to those people after those 5 days when they don't have an address to go to? I ask the question because it is an offence not to provide that address, and the offence is they're liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, to a fine not exceeding $5,000 or both. And I'd hate to think that just because they're people that have been deported to no fixed abode in New Zealand and they do not have an address to actually provide the details of to policemen, that they would be in fact in breach of that particular part of this bill. So that is something that I would like to have cleared up. What happens to these people who do turn up? They don't have an address, they're put in a motel for a couple of days. Then after that, what happens to them? Because they're only given, I believe, a couple of $100 in their back pocket. That won't pay for rent for particularly long, and after that they're on their own. So that, Mr Chair, is the question that I'd really like the Minister to answer. I think it would just be totally unfair for these people to be in breach of this of the clauses. The other issue that I have is just around the wording in a number of the clauses, and it's the word may that is scattered around.
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair. Members, the sitting is suspended until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I shall resume the chair. Good evening.